What's going on YouTube? Defender32 here, and in this video I'm going to be going over everything you need to know as of right now about Firewall Zero Hour. Now today is Tuesday. Next week, on this day, I will finally be getting my hands, or well, a lot of people will finally be getting their hands on this game that's coming out. So, without further ado, let's get started. This article is made by David Jagnieks. Hopefully I said that right. And it was updated on August 20th, which was yesterday. So the update says, read our latest hands-on preview with the release build of the game from August 16th and check down below for brand new details on game modes, customizations, and more. We also added a section detailing each of the 12 contractors, which is also good because we have all the players that you will be able to use and what they do and the type of perks they have and all that. So we'll get to that soon. So, Firewall Zero Hour is, Firewall Zero Hour is just around the corner with a release date of August 28, 2018. In preparation for the game, we've rounded up all the information we've got so far on this highly anticipated release, which is my very highly anticipated game. Once Firewall is out on PSVR, you'll already be locked and loaded to jump in if you read this. So here's everything you need to know about PSVR exclusive shooter Firewall Zero Hour. So hopefully I'm going to play this video and you'll be able to hear it as well. So we're going to watch this together. I don't want to make the screen big because it's going to say the video is going to stop.
Oh, watch out! Left side!
Hopefully you can see it.
Firewall Zero Hour is a strategic multiplayer first-person shooter.
Alright, let's get in position for breach.
It's exclusive to PSVR and it's incredible.
The objectives in the game is you're either on an attacking team or a defending team. The objectives are, as an attacker, to infiltrate and steal sensitive information.
Data transfer online.
And as a defender, your job is to protect that information from the attackers.
In Firewall Zero Hour, you can choose from assault rifles, shotguns, sidearms, and SMGs. You can also equip yourself with grenades, flashbangs, a signal jammer, mines, and C4, all sorts of different equipment that can help you reach your objective. When a friendly goes down, you want to get to him as soon as you possibly can. Running up to him, physically looking down, and pressing the interact button to get him back up and into the fight. But we also have a revive pistol, so you could actually revive your friendlies from afar.
Black Hat Up is live.
Contract handlers are two anonymous, eye-in-the-sky characters in the game that hire you to complete the objectives.
You know the drill. Reach the firewall via access point.
We refer to them as mother and father.
Contract fulfilled. Initiating payments via encrypted transfer.
The characters are not all from one military group. They are contractors. Each character has their own training from their own background, which I thought was pretty cool. Instead of just going straight to the military thing, which everybody does, I wanted to put a bit more of human feel into it. One of our characters is a poacher hunter. Her entire life is devoted to tracking down poachers and protecting animals.
We have a Koro. He is a very brute force guy from Angola. We have Skip. Skip's from Australia. He's one of our favorite characters here.
People can relate to those characters as well, where people start playing a certain character because they relate to their backstory.
Everyone can jump in and play Firewall. You don't have to be a hardcore shooter player. It's really, we made this game for everyone to have that feeling. Doing that all in VR is just amazing, so we're really proud of it.
Now, I've already done it. So the big question is,
For the players.
what is Firewall Zero Hour if you don't know? Firewall Zero Hour is a PlayStation VR exclusive tactical team-based first-person shooter. In the game, you pick one of 12 different contractors from a team of up to 4 total players in its core contracts game mode, and fight against another team of 4 players. There are solo and co-op training modes as well. Gameplay is slow-paced and methodical, similar to non-VR game Rainbow Six Siege or PC VR exclusive shooter Onward. There are no respawns during matches, and the objectives are more complex than simply kill the other team to encourage teamwork and strategy. We've gone hands-on with the game on multiple occasions, so you can read more about why we think this could be the next great VR shooter right here and right here. Alright, so another video.
smoke's going out. Alright, let's get in position for breach. C4 out. Move in, move in, move in.
The main objective in Firewall is to either protect or obtain sensitive information on a laptop.
Data transfer at 50%.
Your job as an attacker is to infiltrate a location, disrupt the firewall
Firewall destroyed.
that protects the location of the laptop, and then find the laptop and initiate a hack so the handler can get into the laptop, steal the information, and sell it on the open market.
Attacking in PSVR is substantially different. Being able to traverse the map and look left or right and really kind of scan your environment before you take any action is another key to winning.
So as attackers, you want to set up and coordinate a plan prior to infiltrating the enemy location.
Coordinating as a team and strategizing with each other is the best way to play.
All clear. Josh is at the laptop. Communication is very important in Firewall,
Under 6, Skip.
where you definitely want to be calling out enemy traps, enemy locations. If you go down, you need to call for your friends to revive you. If you go rogue in Firewall, it can backfire very quickly.
Strategy, communication, and domination are the three main components of the game.
75%.
For the players.
So I just talked about the game modes that are in this game, which is attacking and defending. But I'm going to get more in depth into that when I read this right here. So how many game modes? In Firewall Zero Hour, there are essentially 2 game modes, training and contracts. In contracts, 2 teams of 4 players fight against each other on one of 9 maps. The objectives for the attacking team to locate and steal sensitive information by hacking a firewall and then retrieving intel off of a laptop inside the level. If you're on the attacking team, you must complete your objectives. Simply kill all the defenders, but not completing your objective will result in a loss. The defending team's goal is to prevent the attacking team from getting the information or killing all the attackers. Which is pretty sweet because, you know, in Call of Duty or something, once you kill everybody, the game just ends. You actually have to kill everybody if you would like to, or probably need to so you won't be distracted if you're trying to, you know, hack a firewall and all that and then get the information from the computer. But it's not going to be easy by the sounds of it. You're actually going to have to actually download it and not just kill off enemies, which is too easy. But this should be a big challenge for teams. So communication is key. What makes matches intense is that there are no respawns at all. Once you're dead, you're out until the next match and can only watch security cameras to give your team advice. Okay. I think this is the last video. Maybe not. If it'll ever load. There it goes.
The laptop location is compromised.
Okay. I might just skip this. Defending, you know what it means. You're basically just defending the computer and whatnot. So I'm going to move on. Actually, let's start this over. Apologize for the technical difficulties.
The laptop location is compromised. Protect it at all costs.
Alright, they're breaching. They're breaching. I got gunfire. Firewall Zero Hour is a 4v4 multiplayer VR shooter.
As a defender, you're hired to ensure that attackers do not get the hack and take the information off the laptop.
So far, so good.
Your goal is to basically stop the attack at all costs.
When defending, I really like shotguns and mines. I really want to have
Oh my gosh.
items in my loadout that are trap focused. C4 and mines are really good to have. You want to set those up in hiding spots. The beauty about VR...
Okay, you catch the drift.
...it's setting up traps is you're physically...
Well, I'll probably come back to it. Hopefully it loads after I finish reading this. But the only way of playing the Contracts game mode would be through competitive 4v4 online multiplayer, so an active community would be very important. If you decide to play training instead, you can do this either as a solo player against a stream of AI enemies, or in co-op with a total of 2 to 4 real players against a stream of AI enemies. In training, the objectives remain basically the same for both attackers and defenders. Both contractors and training will be playable in either public or private varieties. However, you can only earn XP and rewards for playing public matches. All game modes require an internet connection to play, and PlayStation Plus is required for both co-op training and contracts. So we got a little bit of more space.
Wanting to aim and place that trap. So you want to be as unpredictable as possible. Once a door blocker is placed, the enemy has to either tear it down or destroy that door with a C4 charge. That creates a lot of noise. So as a defender, when you set that up, you at least have a little bit of time to anticipate an attack of an enemy.
Contact. When playing Firewall Zero Hour, I love playing as a defender. My particular strategy is to set traps and then get into a nice back hallway or corner, depending on the map. I try to lure the other team into my trap, essentially. When you're using the smoke grenade, it is intense. I mean, you do not know if there's 1 guy, 2 guys, or 3 guys that are coming after you. Once you see those lasers come through the smoke, you either run or you fight for your life.
All right.
For the players.
That looks really good, man.
Detecting hostiles.
Into the front door. My favorite thing about Firewall is that it's VR. It is completely brand new, and it also is just 100% immersive.
Left side.
VR brings an added element of physicality, so there's no pressing a button and looking down your scope. It's you physically bringing up your weapon, aiming down the sights. And you could blind fire, so that means you aim around a corner physically and fire your weapon.
You can absolutely use your weapon as a proxy to motion and signal your team of, I'm going this way, or stop. We actually do that in gameplay.
The PS aim brings an added VR immersion level that's just unprecedented. It's super physical, everything feels real. So when you turn your gun, when you turn the aim, they're both doing the same thing. You are that character.
The wrist tablet basically serves as your mini-map, but we're now in VR, so instead of having it on a screen in front of you, you have it physicalized in virtual reality right in front of your face as if it were your own arms. It's something like I've never experienced before, and it's something that is very special to Firewall Zero Hour.
Directional audio adds a whole nother layer of immersion. If someone's yelling at you from the right side, you hear it from the right side. If they're behind you and they need to get revived, you know it just from the direction of the audio coming out of that character. I got gunfire. You can tell where a gunshot's coming from. So if it's coming from a distance, you can call it out. Like, I'm hearing gunshots from the far end of the corner of the map.
When VR came around, we didn't really realize how effective it can be. And then as we started to experiment and get into it, it kind of clicked. And then adding the multiplayer aspect of that and the communication, it just made this magic kind of thing happen, which we'd never experienced in games before.
All right, I'm gonna get the laptop. Cover me.
The hype is real. Every time I watch these videos, it just makes me want to.
For the players.
Alright now, so what about single player? As explained above, there will be a single player option in Firewall Zero Hour, but it's just one of the training modes that is basically focused on the same objectives as Contracts multiplayer. The only difference is that you're facing off against a stream of AI bots instead of other players. You will still gain XP and credits, but not as much as in Contracts. This means that there is not a structured narrative campaign. If you're looking for a story mode similar to Doom VFR or Farpoint, then you should look elsewhere. So yeah, this is only basically going to be like an online type game. They said only reason why they didn't integrate a single player was because it was going to take them a couple years to actually get that stuff all together and then bringing it out. And they said that if they did that, the game would take even longer to arrive, which would be like 2020, the year 2020, and that's too far. So I mean, I'm cool with this. I mean, I just want a great game that I can use my PlayStation Aim controller for to play on my PlayStation